So let's talk the month of September astrologically. If you're an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, this is the video for you. This month for you, you are going to have a major focus on your one-on-one relationships, your work life, and your home life specifically. Not only is Jupiter currently transiting your 4th house, which will put a major focus on your actual home life, but you are also going to have so much emphasis and focus this month on your daily routine. What are the things that you do every single day? You'll have a big focus on your work life, and you'll also have a major focus on your actual one-on-one relationships. At the same time as all of this is happening in your life, you are also going through a major transformation with your actual networks of people and your friend groups. With Pluto currently transiting your 11th house, you're having some sort of major transformation here, and this will continue throughout the entire month of September. The fact that you also have Jupiter currently transiting your 4th house, you might find that this will have some sort of emotional pull for you. You could have some sort of change with your home life. You could have some sort of change with your actual living situation. With Jupiter transiting this house for you, it's more than likely you're going to have some sort of lucky event as it relates to these themes. It's more than likely going to be around potentially changing locations or changing homes. You may have some sort of opportunity to change your physical home. Maybe you move across the country and you have some sort of major change in your networks there. Again, this in the month of September will have some sort of major transformation and major change with your work life and your day-to-day routine. But let's go ahead and get into all the transits. So the first major transit that you are going to be experiencing is Saturn re-entering the sign of Pisces, and you will be experiencing this the first day of September. On September 1st, that is going to be the exact day that we experience Saturn re-entering the sign of Pisces. Since about May, we have experienced Saturn transiting the sign of Aries, which for you really brought a major focus on who you are as a person. You could have had a major breakthrough as it relates to how you see yourself, how other people see you, and you becoming more aware of these themes in your life. When Saturn re-enters the sign of Pisces, you're going to kind of feel like your life is going to chill a little bit more. It's not going to feel as intense as what you just experienced with Saturn in your sign. When Saturn re-enters the sign of Pisces, it is going to be entering your 12th house, which it will stay there until about February when Saturn re-enters the sign of Aries. So you're going to feel like your life is going to get a little bit easier during this transit. It's not going to be as intense as what you experienced with Saturn in the sign of Aries. With Saturn in the sign of Pisces for you, look back into what you experienced in 2023 into spring of 2025. You could have had some major themes around spirituality. You could have gotten more interested in themes like astrology, or maybe you learned a new skill like tarot or became more interested in something like numerology. You could have seen some sort of peak in these themes in your life. And now when Saturn re-enters the sign, which will stay in between September of 2025 and into February of 2026, you're going to start to reshift your focus onto these themes in your life. You may have more karmic experiences around spirituality, and you might find yourself really working to close an old chapter. The best analogy I can really give for Saturn re-entering the sign of Pisces is playing a video game, and right before you can meet the boss, you have to go back and finish 3 side quests. This is the type of energy that you will be in starting September 1st. It'll feel like you are backtracking a little bit and going back and reliving in the same energy that you were in 2023 to spring of 2025. And again, during this time, you may shift your focus onto seeking to be a little bit more by yourself. You might also find yourself seeking seclusion and really focusing on these spiritual themes. The next major transit that you'll be experiencing in September of 2025 is Uranus Retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And for you, this is really going to be affecting your 3rd house. You recently have experienced Uranus in your 3rd house since about July. And now that it is going retrograde, you're going to start to see some major shifts and changes in your current belief system and the way that you communicate. You might also have some major changes around social media. You might have some major revelations as it pertains to social media. It is also very likely that you could feel more creative as well during this time and actually begin some sort of communications project. This could be a podcast, this could be a YouTube channel, this could be a TikTok page, something more focused on social media and something more focused on communications. It is also very likely that during this time you could have a new job opportunity that is purely communications based. With the other transits that you're experiencing, you may find that with your changing work life, you may need to focus more on social media. It might be a bigger part of your job job now to solely focus on those type of aspects or work more on communications. With Uranus retrograde, this will bring a sudden and rapid change. It is not necessarily something that you can really prepare for. It'll just kind of happen in your life. And this theme will continue for you between now and the springtime when Uranus goes direct. And you may find that this Uranus retrograde will be preparing you for the springtime when we will experience a number of very strong transits that will coincide with any projects that you begin this month. The next major astrological transit that you will be experiencing is the first solar eclipse, which will be taking place on September 7th. So the first solar eclipse will be happening on the Pisces Virgo axis, with the exact solar eclipse happening with the North Node in Pisces conjunct the Moon in Pisces. And for you, this is going to, again, have major themes around your work life and major themes of your spiritual self. You may find, again, that you'll have some sort of major new opportunity at work, or you'll start some brand new project around your work life that is going to very much so involve communications in some way. On both sides of the Pisces Virgo axis during the solar eclipse, you will be experiencing the North Node in Pisces conjunct the Moon in Pisces in your 12th house. And on the South Node, you will be experiencing the Sun in Virgo conjunct the South Node in Virgo and conjunct Mercury. This is major new beginnings around creativity, communications, and your work life and spiritual self. This is going to have a major impact and really set the stage for the next 2 years for you. This is going to really be focused on, again, your work life, what you actually do for work. This is major astrology around themes of starting new projects involving communications in some way. This will also coincide with the fact that Uranus is going to be retrograde in the sign of Gemini at the same time that Mercury will be in the solar eclipse conjunct the Sun and South Node in the sign of Virgo, which Virgo is also ruled by the planet Mercury. So this is going to be major themes and major new beginnings around communications. On the opposite side of that, even though it's going to be in your 12th house, this is going to be themes around spirituality and creativity for you. So you might see yourself starting some sort of new creative communications project during the first solar eclipse. Next major transit that you'll be experiencing is Venus entering the sign of Virgo. And for you, this is going to have a nice positive effect on your work life. You'll have better relationships with your coworkers during this time. You might also start getting invited to things like happy hours, or you might start making friends with your coworkers as well. During the same time as Venus entering the sign of Virgo, you're also having some major 7th house transit. So you will be starting to shift your focus onto themes of long-term relationships, best friendships, long-term romantic partnerships. Now is the most potent time that you could develop really strong relationships with your coworkers and the people you work with. Again, this could be really becoming best friends with them or just attending more events with them, seeing your coworkers and then seeing how your coworkers are really turning into your best friends. And you guys start attending events together or going to parties together or going to networking events together. It's also very likely that during this time, you will be attracting more powerful people into your life, into your social networks, because Pluto's transiting your 11th. So Aries rising now is a really potent time for you to start attracting very powerful allies and very powerful coworkers into your life. When Venus enters the sign of Virgo for you, this is going to be very potent and very favorable and very positive for this happening in your life. We will then be experiencing a second solar eclipse on September 21st, where you will be experiencing another major solar eclipse with major energy on your 6th house, 12th house axis. However, the second solar eclipse that we will be experiencing, we will be having the Sun conjunct the Moon in the sign of Virgo. And for you in particular, this is going to bring a major new beginning around your work life. Again, this could be receiving some sort of promotion at work or just generally having better relationships with your coworkers. For you, Aries rising, this month is going to be very focused on your actual work life, your actual hustle, the things that you do every day, and having major new beginnings around these themes. And the second solar eclipse we're having is going to confirm that whenever we have a sun-moon conjunction in any sort of astrological transit, this is more bringing a new beginning into your life. And for you, this is going to be affecting you in your 6th house. Major new beginnings around your coworkers, your actual work life, what you actually do for work. And you may also find that the themes of the things you do for work will begin to change as well. This could include some sort of new beginning around communication communications for you. This could be starting a brand new job. You may also find yourself shifting your work life into focusing on themes more of social media and just communication. This is also having some sort of major new beginning around themes of communications in general and how you communicate with your coworkers. You may also have some major new beginnings at work around how you communicate internally with like your actual work life. You may have some sort of new technological thing happen that will allow you to communicate easier within the company you work for. And again, you may also find yourself attracting very powerful allies into your life during this time. Final major transit that we will be experiencing in September of 2025 is Mars entering the sign of Scorpio on September 22nd. And for you, this is going to be transiting your 8th house. During this time, at the end of September, you may find yourself receiving something that was owed to you. This could literally be receiving some sort of major financial inheritance, or you may receive some sort of tax break that could be happening, or you may have more focus on taxes in your life. It's also very possible that during this time you could become more interested in themes like astrology and other spiritual themes, because you're also going to be having major transits to your 12th house. When Mars enters your 8th, this is going to have a major effect as it relates to spirituality, themes of magic, themes of the occult, and also again things like astrology, numerology, tarot, anything that you kind of consider to be spiritual. You may find that your interest will peak during this time. It is also important to point out that because you are going to be having all of these transits to your 6th house, and then at the end of this month you will be having Mars entering your 8th, more than likely you're gonna have some sort of like major hustle the entire month of September, and then closer to the 22nd you're gonna have some sort of major raise or some sort of increase in your finances. If you had been working very diligently the entire month of September, it's also very likely that you could receive some sort of sudden large raise at work, because the 8th house is more unexpected large financial gains. This is also very likely considering everything else that's kind of happening with your chart right now. And because you also have Jupiter transiting your 4th, this might also help you either purchase a new home or change homes, or even do something like renovate your home. There will be some sort of theme around your actual home life as well, along with the other transits in your 6th house. Now is a really great time to some sort of approval on a loan or a mortgage or something like that. You'll have some sort of lucky event as it relates to home life and receiving some sort of large unexpected gain, or receiving some sort of approval on something that governs other people's resources, again like a loan that would allow you to purchase a house, or even do something like purchase a car. You may have some sort of approval on a car payment and be able to finally upgrade your living situation and your home life. And in return, this may also help you with your actual work life as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more astrology updates.